Hey, what's going on, nerdy world? It's me, your boy J Nova. I'm back. We've been on hiatus for a little bit. I want to tell everybody happy 4th of July, happy Independence. You know, hope everybody's doing well. Ate well, you know, barbecue and all that jazz. I want to apologize for our hiatus. We've been kind of debating on the videos on what we've been recording. So we recorded about a month or two ago about police brutality and a young girl in Canada who was dressed up as a stormtrooper who was abused by the cops. And we wanted to talk about that and talk about other people, talk about police brutality in cosplay community. And right when that happened, right when all that was about to go down, the George Floyd Black Lives Matter movement came in, and it was kind of distasteful for us to talk about. I personally think it was kind of distasteful for us to talk about that at the moment, at that specific moment. We will be getting more into police brutality on cosplayers in particular, and talking more about why it's happening. A lot of people, as you see, this is, you know, it's 4th of July. A lot of people are being hurt and abused, and you know, Black Lives Matter, and you know, and it's a scary moment. It's, besides the fact that we have the whole coronavirus on top of us, now we have you know, protesters, and I feel for everybody. I really do. It's a tragedy, and it's something that should never happen, ever, ever, ever. Should never happen, ever. I'm a firm believer of people's life. I am pro-life. I am about life. I believe that everybody has a right to be here. Everybody has a right. Let me rephrase that, because that's a political talk, and I don't want to talk about that. So pro-life, you know, that's your business. What I mean is by I'm for life. I think everybody has a purpose for being here. Everybody has a purpose for being who they are. And nobody has any right to eliminate or kill or murder or anybody else under any circumstances. With that said, again, happy 4th of July. We've been out, so happy Father's Day. You know, the Puerto Rican parade was amazing. We have a lot of photos. My sister Sammy, she was in this gorgeous, lovely dress, white dress, and we took a couple of promo shots for the Yave. We're still working with Yave and Haven Productions, and much love to everybody out there. And I know everybody's been on hiatus with the whole coronavirus and all that jazz. I have been able to watch a lot more TV. I wanted to do this review with Lee because Lee is a big fan of this show. I'm a big fan of the Shira cartoon, the new one, the one that's on Netflix. Netflix has done an amazing job with the Shira cartoon. The ending was fantastic. Graphically, you know, the depth of characters, like character development, especially like Hordak Prime. You know, if you've never seen this show, really look it up. Again, there's a couple of things that I'm against on the show, but there's a lot of things that I'm for the show. And I think the show is very well done. It showed character development. It showed character growth. Not just like it brought other characters and development. You know, so there was a lot of things going on, and this season just ran off. And it was just like from the get, like you knew this was like from the season finale, from the last season to this season. From the moment it started, you knew this was going to be that season. It was a great ending. It was a nice little plot twist at the end, but we kind of figured out it was going to be like that. So if you haven't seen it, please check it out. Please check it out at least once. Like I said, I've been a fan of the original Shira and He-Man. There's news of coming out for a new He-Man, which Mark Hamill is supposed to play Skeletor. And if that happens... So, I'm just going to tell you to fangirl a little bit, because if Mark Hamill does the voice and he does a Joker or Hobgoblin voice, I might lose my shit. Just a bit. Just a smidgen. A couple of shows that came out last season to this season, and this season coming on, was The Big Show had his own show after his retirement. I loved it. As a father, I know where he's coming from. As, you know, like, I miss my daughter. I'm not with my daughter all the time. My daughter's with her mother most of the time. But when I do have her, there's a connection, there's a bond that we have, that no matter how far apart we are, we will always meet. And he talks about his first marriage and his first child versus his new wife and the kids that he developed, you know, and the half brothers and sisters to the first one. All the characters are adorable. They're very, very vocal, very, you know. I think The Big Show, I love the fact that he doesn't hide the fact that he's The Big Show. He knows it's The Big Show. He knows that he's a retired wrestler, that he's not doing this anymore, you know, and they even talk about conventions, like, oh, I gotta do this cruise convention, and blah, 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 and all this jazz, and like, his daughter moves in with him, his first daughter comes and moves in with him, and there's such a cultural clash with the other girls and this one. And since she's a little bit older, you know, it kind of brought back the vibe of Charles in Charge, but with The Big Show, like, whoa, you know. So again, I've been a Big Show fan for many years, so much love to him, and I hope he gets the second season, because it was actually pretty funny. It was a great show. It showed warmth, it showed family, it had a very unique vibe to something that we haven't seen in a while. Like, it brought me back to like TGIF days, you know, when we had America's Funniest Videos, Full House type of thing. And with that said, like, it was very, like, again, he knew who he was. It's not like, oh, well, I'm The Big Show and I'm somebody else. No, he knows he's The Big Show. And the one thing that threw me off with the show was Jaleel White, aka Urkel. He's now an owner of a gym that The Big Show works out in to keep in shape and everything. And so he's on the show once in a blue here and there. And they had a couple of cameos with Rikishi and Mark Henry and Mankind, you know, Mick Foley, you know, Mick Foley's God, you know. So as I said, I'm a big wrestling fan. I've been a fan for many, many years, since like the 80s up to present. I kind of fell off as of recently because I don't like the vibe of the no audience in the shows now. With that said, the female wrestler that unfortunately committed suicide because of her bullying, that was a travesty, and I really hope that people reach out and call your friends, call your family. If you feel like that, you know, there's people around you that will help you. There's people around here that will want to talk to you. It's not the end of the world, folks. If you feel depressed or anything like that, please reach out. This is our community, and this is where we're supposed to be connected. Another milestone that happened was the full retirement of Undertaker. Undertaker, man. I remember when he first came out, I remember when he first came out 30 years ago. Oh man, that dude shook everything that we like, because we didn't have that before. We had Roddy Piper, we had Hulk Hogan, we had Andre the Giant, we had Ultimate Warrior, we had bright characters. We never I mean, you can say Demolition and the Road Warriors and Legion of Doom, but nothing like Undertaker. Undertaker was just one of those characters that was developed, and from the get you knew this is the guy. And just the way that he came out, like, you know, with Paul and you know, rest in peace Paul, but like just the way that he used to come out with the urn and like, oh, you know, like, oh. And then to boot, he didn't stop. He just kept growing in the company, and he became the Phenom. He became America's Badass. He became, you know, just the Undertaker, just like tank top, and you know, you had a, like, I guess a wannabe character like Kane, you know, like a story twist, but nothing up to this day, up to date. Not even The Rock, Stone Cold, none of them will ever compare to the entrance, the way that Undertaker came in. Undertaker came in and just fucked up everything, stole the show. I'm here, that's what we're doing, this is. And when he did the whole, you know, on the rope thing and like, bah, I was like, who the fuck does that? And he's huge, because all you saw, like, back in the days, we didn't have like flyers. Like, I mean, we had Superfly Jimmy Snuka, we had Macho Man, and Steamboat, Jimmy the Steamboat, you know. So those were our only flyers, and to be jumping up on the ropes and everything, we didn't have that back in the days. You know, we didn't do that. He came up and said, "No, I'm a big dude. I can do that." And like, as big as he is, he went and did it. And you know, he came up with the tombstone, the, you know, chokeslam from hell, you know, ride from hell. I still remember the video game. Like, he was just poof, the boot to the face. Undertaker, dude, if you're out there and you ever see this video, thank you. Thank you for the 30 years of entertainment. Thank you for putting your body on the line for our pleasure. Thank you. There's no other words I can tell you, just thank you. You are the awesomeness. You are the one. You are the Undertaker, the Phenom. I remember when they came out with the Brood and the Phenom. And it's like, I was like, oh shit, here we go. This is gonna be the shit right here. I was like, oh my god. Then they came out with the Brood, and oh, that was such a great time. So Undertaker, please, this is a well earned retirement. Thank you from the Nerdy Life, from everybody, from the Nerdy Life, everybody from WWE. You know, thank you. Just thank you for giving us so many awesome battles, awesome matches. Just your presence. Just, you know, damn, geeked out just a smidget. Like, just, but Undertaker, thank you, and may you retire in peace. So you all know I'm also so going back into the Netflix episode, because that was a kind of connection to WWE. Gabriel Iglesias, who, aka Fluffy, who I've been a fan of for many moons. came out with a new show called Mr. Iglesias. That's fireworks. I swear to God, I'm not farting. You know, like, It's just perfect. So, Jay, how do you sound after eating Taco Bell? There you go. So, Gabriel Iglesias came up with this show where he's a teacher. He's a teacher that was really going off right now. So he's older. He's a teacher. He doesn't really talk about his comedy, like his stand-up. So it's not like this is Gabriel Iglesias from stand-up. This is a totally new character. He's regular name, you know, his real name just as a teacher. And I can see him as a teacher. I would have loved him as a teacher when I was in high school or junior high school. He would have been phenomenal. I would have pissed myself. Like, oh my God, like, you know. So the show is so unique and so different and a little bit diverse because they're talking about, you know, things from, I guess, from over there, from like LA and everything like that. Show starts out with him on a trip, on this idea that he's going to go on a field trip, on a road trip with his Volkswagen Beetle van. If you know Gabriel Iglesias, he has a thing with Volkswagen Beetle, Volkswagen vans, the classic ones. And he had saved up money. He was supposed to go on vacation and all this jazz. He was in a bad relationship and became an alcoholic. And now he's in AA. He's in AA meetings and he's talking about his addiction and all that. And I'm like, wow, this is really a different side of Gabriel Iglesias than I expected. I mean, he still does jokes about it, but it's a unique way that he talks about it. He has a friend that's with him. It's not Martin, you know. So it's not Martin. So I would have liked it. I would have really loved to see, you know, Martin at least in the episode, at least one of the episodes. The kids are funny. The kids are. It's like hanging with Mr. Cooper. If anybody remembers that show back in the days, or like, you know, like every teacher comedy skit that's come out since the 70s, it's the same thing. The school has the one favorite teacher where it just focuses on him, and he's the funny one. He's the one that the kids go to. He's the one that the kids talk to. He's the one that everybody, you know, revolves around. It's funny. It is funny, and like the fact that he brings in his own comedy into it makes it funnier. And he even talks about, like, you know, what if I would have became a stand-up comedian? You know, like those side things. So far there's been 2 seasons, two parts. The first part they talked about weeding out the bad kids for the better schooling, and how the kids needed to. Some of these kids work, you know, that they need to pick up their grades and blah 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 blah. And they talk about like their fathers not being there. Like, it's real shit. Like, you know, I mean, it's goofy. It's goofy comedy, but they talk about real shit. And it's about time that, you know, some people talk about like what's going on with now. Not a fan that it's overly political, I guess. I'm really not a fan of that part. But it is what it is. That's what everybody talks about. Everybody talks about old politics. And, you know, who's the president, and why is he a schmuck, and blah, 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 and all this jazz. So, and I learned a new word named Latinx. Not a fan of that word. Because I'm not a transformer. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that one. Yeah, I'm not a transformer. I'm not a fan of the Latinx word. So, but I learned a new word, and they talked about, green, green in the school, there was this one kid that was being bullied by his girlfriend. It's little things, very, very little things, and how the assistant principal really doesn't give a shit about the kids. They only care. The principal, she's funny, and she's been in so many things. She was, Sherry Shepherd. That's her name. She's been in so many things. Sherry Shepherd. Funny as hell, and I love the fact that she's like on this dating thing that she can't find a man. She's like all this craziness, like Tinder, Plenty of Fish. Like she's even on Uber Eats as on the dating thing. I don't know what the fuck. What the frag are you doing? But she's funny. She does it well, and she's a beautiful woman. And props to her, because I remember when she started, she was kind of bigger. She was kind of more husky. She's done something. She looks amazing. And Sherry, you're beautiful. The second season was more about the students and going into, doing side projects and going to college and blah, blah, blah. It also had a guest host from Joy Coy, who's a Filipino comedian who's very funny, very hilarious. I love his skits. I love his comedy. If you ever have a chance, look up Joe Coy. And he's another comedian that you should really look into. Last but not least, I want to talk about Marvel Legends and the fact that I haven't been able to collect my Marvel Legends because of the coronavirus, because I had a pre-order through Shitstop. I hate GameStop for the fact that we had and because all the GameStops were closed and shipment was messed up, we never got our shipment of what we wanted to do. So there was a lot of people who got their Age of Apocalypse figures before me, and more power to you. Kind of hate you just a little bit, but more power to you. My Age of Apocalypse figures are coming in little by little. If anybody knows me, I am the ultra fan of Age of Apocalypse. That was my favorite X-Men arc of all time. So we're gonna do a mini unboxing for you right now. I will tell you this. I finally got one of my favorite goblins on eBay, which was the Demi Goblin, which he's freaking amazing. I love this goblin. I love this goblin from the comics. I love this goblin as a figure. The detail is so gorgeously done. The tongue is like this venom tongue. The glider is fire. So with a bang. So he was a Build-A-Figure from like a couple of series before, and I'm so glad to finally have him in my collection. If you ever have a chance, look him up. Demo Goblin, whatever you want to call it. Fucking phenomenal. This is a great character to have in your collection. So I'm gonna put him aside, and we're gonna open up. We're gonna open up again with a bang, because These people are shooting off fireworks right behind me. So this is the Age of Apocalypse series, Dark Beast. Have to tell you off the bat, it has weight. It has a lot of weight. He's heavy. And the detail that he has is amazing. He does come with other pieces. He comes with the Build-A-Figure, which is the Sugar Man. He has a fist. He has dreads. The character is very, 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 very heavy. Like, it's a very heavy character. Compared to Beast, to the original Beast, he's more cynical. He's a lot more evil. He's still intelligent, just a little bit more evil. And just the way that he came out in the comics makes him all the worthwhile. I'm so glad to have him in my collection because he was one of my favorites in the comic. Besides, Nathan, which I should be getting like this week. I really wish they would. I really wish they would have came out with Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, which is my favorite, where Wolverine and Cyclops actually went at it and took one of his eyes out, and he has this hair all emo on top of it. He's really a Cyclops. But they did come out with the one-hand Wolverine. They came out with X-Man, Sun Force, Wild Child, and more from that time, and even Jean Grey from the Age of Apocalypse. So the characters, all 7 characters, form something for the Sugar Man. The Sugar Man, which is an ugly character. I would have picked somebody else, but go Marvel. Yeah. If you guys ever have a chance, please pick up this bad boy. He's a fucking sick man. Sick motherfucker. I love him to death, and I can't wait till I put him up in my collection. So, before I close off, I want to give a shout out to my boy Hoi. Hoi has been Yellow Flash, Hero Hey, Tug, that umbrella guy, and the Nerdist, all have been talking about how comic books sort of have been hurting from the coronavirus, and how, the fact that they haven't been open and all that jazz. And one of my closest friends actually decided to, because we have a local comic book store called Galaxy Comics. So in my neighborhood, my area, we have Bulletproof Comics, Forbidden Planet, Galaxy Comics, Royal Collectibles, which is in Queens. There's several comic book places, and I really hope. I'm sad to hear that Pinocchio Comics went under, but we need to keep our comic book stores open. It's our nerd havens. So Hoi found out that Galaxy Comics was hurting, and he made a GoFundMe and talked to the business around the neighborhood to the point where he was actually on the news. He was actually on Channel 5, Fox 5 News, and they spoke to him, they talked to him about it. Hoi, what you did was an amazing job. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you did it, and I really do hope that our comic book stores are safe and come back. Our home base is Bulletproof Comic, and Hank is one of them that I would never want to see anything bad happen to Bulletproof Comics, because I know Hank has busted his ass day in and day out with that, doing auctions, you know, talking about the gallery and all that jazz. And we also have, you know, Forbidden Planet, which everybody knows. If you're ever in New York, you know what Forbidden Planet is. It's like the of comics. And then you have Royal Collectibles. Royal Collectibles, we did the interview with the owner, and we did Lee's birthday party with the blue lion cake. You know, people think they're just comics book places, they're just nerd things. They're not. They're home for people to go to. They're places for people to meet. They're places that people can actually interact. Unfortunately, with this whole epidemic and coronavirus, things have been at a standstill. And I really hope and pray that everything opens up. Everybody comes out smelling like a rose. You know, if you guys want to hear another thing, look up our boy Sean from Geektopia. He talked about the corona on comics. He went more into detail on it. So it's a shame that we got to go through this, and it's a shame that we're all in this, but just stay strong, folks. Be strong. Be there, you know. Be there for your friends. Be there for your family. Be there for your nerd culture, for your nerd people. You know. Much love from the nerdy life, and we hope to see you guys soon.